If we pollute the very spring from which we draw water, at some point that water becomes poison. And that's what we're doing in Western culture. The more that we've mocked and attacked Christianity, the life of Brian is the thin end of the wedge to what eventually leads to things like abortion on demand, euthanasia, multiculturalism, and all the problems that arise out of that. The idea that a man can declare themselves a woman, or that a woman can declare themselves a man. Because the thing that would have guided us away from that path would have been following Jesus. But because we mocked Jesus and made Jesus a point of ridicule, we don't see him as a shepherd now. We don't see him as the great man that we used to see him as. We don't see him as the example that we used to see him as, even though our culture is still perforated with his teaching and all of his values. But we're eroding the very base that we sit on. And so the life of Brian is the thin end of a much thicker wedge. And on its own, in isolation, it's kind of harmless. But it doesn't sit in isolation. It sits with a wider disregard, a wider mocking of Jesus, which then leads to the loss of Christian values.